These folks in the Circle City, they love their Colts, and they have packed the house tonight as we welcome you to Lucas Oil Stadium in downtown Indianapolis. Tonight, we've got the crew set for what should be a real treat, a great Monday night matchup between the Los Angeles Chargers and the Indianapolis Colts. The holiday season is upon us. We've got the gift of the NFL as we're underway here in Week 16.
This is going to be returned from middle of the end zone. And he'll be dropped at the 21-yard line, so bringing it out of the end zone proves not a good decision, loses him about 4 yards. Throwing first play is Herbert. He'll get this out wide to Eckler.
5 yards on the game's first play, second down.
And they'll use him out of the backfield, and sometimes quite a bit. They're just trying to get him touches any way they can. 4 catches a week ago. There's another one right there.
Second down and 5. Herbert now. Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted.
Picked off by Rodney McLeod. And he will bring it back. An interception return for the Colts TD.
So a big defensive play there on the opening drive, no less, as they make the interception and bring it back for the score.
And I think that's a signal for how this defense wants to play. They want to be disruptive, and you know they're going to take some chances.
Well, sometimes it can burn you, but right there, it paid off. Extra point by Blankenship is up and good.
And that makes the score 7-0. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away.
And here comes a return from a few steps into the end zone. And the decision to come out of the end zone is going to cost him 5 yards as he's taken down right at the 20.
The Charger drive about to get going. So, Charles, the season winding down, the playoffs obviously not in their future. As they look ahead to the offseason, what spots do they maybe need to fill?
Well, I think that they like the guy who's calling the plays and throwing the ball. I think that he's a pretty good player. Needs some help, I think, on the perimeter, though. Help him out with receivers, because I think if he gets an upgrade there, his play gets that much better, too.
Here's a 2nd and 5 now from the 25. Here's Herbert. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Brandon, watching their tape from last week, I saw plenty of plays like we just saw there, forcing incompletions. It was key in their win last week. They're hoping the same thing happens this time out, too.
They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass. Justin Herbert looking to pass.
And that nearly intercepted. Well, for a guy known for his hands defensively, that's a ball he probably thinks he should have come up with. And instead, it's 4th down.
On 4th down, J.K. Scott ready to punt it away. And the win last week punted 4 times as this one's away. Now here's Ross. Good blocking there, nearly sprung him. As it is, it'll go as a 19-yard return. And the Colts will go on offense here, 1st and 10. Good starting field position for the Colts as they have it 1st and 10 at their own 42.
They'll run with Tanner to begin the drive.
And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10.
Well, this defense for the Chargers, they were terrific in the win over Tennessee a week ago.
I have to admit, I was extremely impressed by what I saw on tape, because they stayed in the face of the quarterback the entire game, ended up getting 4 sacks total, and made it difficult for him to step up and find receivers downfield. Also made it hard for him to escape the pocket and run.
And Ryan's throw into the hands of Pittman here.
Yeah, he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. A gain there of 21 yards.
And time to give some credit to the big fellows, the offensive line here, because you've got to have good protection on crossing routes, because you've got to give your receiver time to work all the way across the field. That time able to scan the field, spot his receiver moving left to right, and make a good, accurate throw. Thank you, guys.
First and 10, Taylor now.
A nice pickup there of 11 yards, and it'll move the sticks. For a lot of people, MVP award means a quarterback award usually, but over 100 yards again last week. They're going to have to look his way more than once when giving out this award this season, I think.
Yeah, it's not just the consistency. It's been some plays that we've seen where we talk about it for weeks thereafter. That's what we're getting out of him. Over 100 yards last week. Expects to continue that in this game, too.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete.
The Colts at 11-3 on the year, and they were winners their last time out, so they'll be looking to make it 2 in a row.
And so much about football, partner, comes down to mindset, being in the right frame of mind, and the best way to get in that good frame of mind, winning. So they come in feeling good. They've got the home crowd behind them. I think they're going to be tough to beat in this one.
3.5 to go, first quarter.
On second down, it's Taylor.
And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through, but that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
On 3rd down, Ryan. He's going to go down here, a sack. They push him back to the 34. And the defense coming through on 3rd down, a loss of 7 to bring up 4th.
So not only do you not get the first down, but you've also made things a lot more difficult on your field goal kicker.
Yeah, they're still in range, but you're exactly right because you know the kicker's over there saying, thanks a lot. You just made my job a little tougher because when he kicks it now, he'll kick it lower because he's got to get more distance. That means there's more jeopardy for the ball to get tipped or blocked.
These kickers now, it used to be that a 50-plus yarder was cause for celebration. Now, seemingly automatic.
Yeah, isn't it funny when we prepare for a game, when you look at the backgrounds of these kickers, it's interesting, isn't it, to find out they were all-state quarterbacks, receivers, defensive backs, all-state wrestlers, right? Baseball players. We're finding athletes all along, and now they're just specialists putting it through the posts.
The Charger drive about to get going. Not only are they in search of their first score, they're in search of their first down in this ball game as they come up 1st and 10. Finds the open man. It's Mike Williams. Call that a very strong gain of 24.
You can almost hear the sigh of relief coming from their sideline and from their point on the field because this has been a tough start for them thus far. A much-needed first down there. They've needed something good to happen. Plays like that will continue to help them dig out of this hole.
Herbert setting up to throw on 1st down. The Colts are going to get him. Down he goes. Yannick Ngakoue in there to get him, and on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him. That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now 2nd down and 22 yards to go. Tried to drop it in there, but it's intercepted.
And the Colts will have the football as this is taken up past the 30.
And that's what we've seen from this defense all year long because they've been so good at finding ways to take the football away. And they just gave us another example right here. A strong defense, that's something you're going to need to rely on come playoff time. And this crew has got one. There's no doubt about that, Brandon.
A carry by Taylor to start the drive.
And that one blown up quickly, as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started.
Asante Samuel Jr. there finding his way to the ball for a stop and a tackle behind the line of scrimmage.
Now on 2nd and 13. Ryan, he'll find Paris Campbell. That's complete.
13 yards on the play. From the gun, it's Taylor.
And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line.
10-0 the score after 1 on EA Sports.
Chargers, nothing.
So after the loss of a yard, they'll look to push forward here on 2nd down and 11.
Gun. Hey, wait. Hey, son. Face.
Off the option, here's Taylor.
And not able to break away this time as they're going to stop him right around the line of scrimmage. No gain that time, and it leaves them with 3rd and 11 coming up.
Backed up here. Tough spot, needing 11 yards to pick up the first.
Ryan. And this one complete to Will Fuller. And he's brought to the ground with another first down at the Chargers' 37. Last play they got stuffed at the line. Different story here, over 20 yards.
21.
They'll throw on first down with Ryan. Got a man complete. It's Fuller again.
And he's brought down here just outside of the 20.
Hey, bye. Gun.
On 1st and 10, it's Ryan. Over the middle, complete. That's Taylor.
And they've got this down to about the 12-yard line.
Hey, Tuesday. 11.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Ryan, and he's got it. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Indianapolis. Jared Cook with touchdown number 7 on the year. And his guys now an extra point away from taking a 3-score lead.
Extra point by Blankenship is up and good.
And that makes our score 17-0.
Sanchez now, he'll kick it away following the touchdown. They'll elect to bring it out here from the end zone. And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line.
At their own 17-yard line.
The Charger drive about to get going. And we don't want to call this desperation time, especially in the second quarter, but you're down. Let me finish.
Okay,
You're down 3 scores already. You've done nothing offensively, nothing on the scoreboard. That's not a good combination.
I think you just called it desperation time. I think you did. But let's face it, you mentioned this to me in a break earlier in the game. The energy level hasn't been there right from the start. We've noticed that. They've got to find a way to get on their toes and start punching instead of retreating, to use a boxing analogy.
And he is going to lose yardage here. 2 yards the loss, and now 3rd and 12. Plays like we just saw there. That's why they're up right now. And the defense, they're doing their job.
Yeah, it starts with the guys up front. So when you talk with GMs who are putting together a team, a lot of them say we're going to build from the inside out, because if you control the line of scrimmage, you control the rest of the ball game, and that's what we're seeing here. They're actually playing in the offense's backfield, not necessarily just playing at the line of scrimmage.
But he will finally be taken down, but not before he gets it to the Colts' 36-yard line. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. Once more, here's Eckler. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. So their task a little bit more difficult now. 2nd and 13 that they're walking up on.
And Herbert able to get this one to Eckler out of the backfield.
And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. It's a pickup of 12, and that'll set up a 3rd down.
So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down. They'll try and run for it with Spiller.
And he gets the first down here as he's taken down at the 24. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. It's a first down following a gain of 3. Now it's Herbert. He's got his man. That's Everett, the tight end. And they are able to stop him, but he does take it all the way to the 2. A good pickup there at 22. This is 1st and goal in a golden one chance to get a score back here before halftime. And he's going to get this back to the 3-yard line and no further. The Colts going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play.
This is a critical sequence here for this offense. Things really haven't gone their way so far. This could be their chance to get back into it, but they've got to find a way to punch this ball in.
Trying to punch it in with Eckler. And this time they were waiting for him as he'll be knocked down before he can get back to the line of scrimmage.
This has not been a fun sequence for him at all. First and goal, no gain. Second and goal, he ends up losing yardage. He may be trying to talk him into getting the ball third time, but I think it's going to be difficult for him to win that battle.
They'll go with a touch pass here, trying to pick it up.
And he is going to lose yardage here.
Well, speed is definitely a calling card if you play cornerback in this league, and he does a terrific job there of hustling in quickly to make the play.
And as a running back, you've got to be saying, where did he come from? He covered a lot of ground in a short amount of time, and he was able to stop his man before he got back to the line of scrimmage.
And the next-gen stats show us the top speed there, better than 18 miles an hour.
Hopkins' kick is good. And they're on the board at least here. It's now 17-3. Now maybe a moral victory of sorts. They're on the board here late in the first half, but this offense just hasn't looked that sharp.
Yeah, but at least they got the 3 points, right? At least have something to, quote-unquote, hang their hats on and maybe feel a little bit better about themselves as they head to the half.
And beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21.
The Indy offense at the line and set to go.
And with a 17-3 cushion already, we'll see how aggressive they want to be. Meanwhile, Ryan's throw taken in by Cook.
And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. On first down, Ryan. And he fends him off. Now he's forced out right. And that's caught inside the 30.
And he's brought down inside the 20 at the 18-yard line.
And with just 4 seconds left in this first half, a timeout call. So with 4 seconds to go in the half, here's the field goal unit onto the field. From the right hash, it's a 35-yard attempt.
Blankenship's kick is good.
And that will extend their lead even further. So a capper there to a pretty good first half.
And I love the way that they put a chokehold on the clock and pretty much drained everything before they put the field goal on the board as they headed into the half.
It's a squibber picked up around the 27. So we hit halftime here in Indianapolis with the Colts on top as we send you down to Orlando where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the third quarter. Second half ready to get underway. The Colts with a lead, and they will receive the football.
This will be brought out from the middle of the end zone. And not a good return here at all as they'll be forced to start at the 12-yard line.
The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive.
And Charles, they've got the lead. Put your coaching hat on here now. What's the game plan for the second half?
I think getting the running game going a little bit more because I thought in the first half they didn't get it moving the way that they would like. They had success throwing it, but I think these first couple of drives, they want to get those running backs going and give them more opportunities, and I will guarantee you that those guys were lobbying for them in the locker room at halftime.
A quick throw there going to be batted away and incomplete.
To give you an idea of how accurate he's been throwing the football, we're in the second half. That's just his second incompletion.
Well, if he's that locked in, that means everyone's locked in because to me it's like throwing a no-hitter in baseball. The pitcher may get the credit. A lot of people making plays behind him in the field.
On third down, here's Taylor.
A gain of 11 that time, and a Colts first down.
Running lanes were at a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
First and 10 at the 25-yard line.
Hey, got it.
Throwing now, Ryan on first down. They find some open field here. And he brings this one back. It's a pick six and a Charger TD.
Boy, a big play right there. I mean, a touchdown on this drive could have really put some separation on the scoreboard. Instead, it's the defense who scores. And, partner, we got a game again.
And we do have one because of what you just described. A defense that understood what was going on in this game and did something about it. They knew their offense needed some help. They just provided it. They're back in this one.
So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air.
No run back here, down to a knee, and this drive will start at the 25.
The Indy offense at the line and set to go. They've got to right the ship. They had a great first half, but the lead has really gone down. Now, you always talk about the adjustment to the adjustment. They've got to adjust right here.
And I think a lot of it is just mentally. Get back to doing what you were doing well in the beginning of the game, but a lot of that is playing with that emotion and that sense of pride and fire that sometimes goes away a little bit when you build up a lead. You think you've got it going, and you also think, at any moment I go ahead and go back to the way it was before. You and I both know it's not that easy once you get off the gas a little.
Yeah, they don't want to see this lead diminish anymore.
Running straight ahead, Taylor.
And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line. A good gain on first, has him set up with second and just a couple of inches now from the 29. Out of the gun, it's Ryan.
He'll find a man over the middle. It's Pittman.
A big play there for Indy. 43 yards. The chain gang hustling to catch up. Here's first and goal from just inside the 10.
They'll run here with Taylor.
Showed off the toughness, but still corralled shy of the 5 at the 6. Only a yard on the pickup there. Second and goal.
It's a gain of a yard. Brings up second and goal.
Again, it'll be Taylor.
And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Indianapolis.
Jonathan Taylor.
Touchdown number 22 on the season. And his guy's now an extra point away from taking a 3-score lead.
Extra point by Blankenship is up and good.
And that'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17.
Sanchez now, he'll kick it away following the touchdown. And here comes a return from the middle of the end zone. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23.
The Charger drive about to get going. And a methodical drive last time, but they couldn't get that knockout blow. They had to settle for 3.
But you got to like what they've been doing along the way, right? It's almost like the body blows, the setup punch. As you said, they didn't get the knockout blow here, but that doesn't mean it can't come later in the game on another possession. And the defense on the other side,
maybe a little gas,
yeah,
right?
A little tired. And if nothing else, they just feel relieved getting off field, only giving up 3. They don't exactly feel like they've handled the offense.
Another try after the first down sack.
Herbert. On Herbert, his 3rd interception.
And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble.
And the Chargers are going to take over at their own 13-yard line.
Well, do you want to unpack that one, or do you want me to?
You're the boss.
We get the interception, then really he's just too loose with a football on the return, and he coughs it right back up the other way.
I've seen this happen in an NFL game, and boy, did it cost someone. San Francisco at Atlanta a few seasons ago. Atlanta throws the interception. San Francisco.
And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. Picked off by Stephon Gilmore.
And the Colts are going to have great field position here as this is returned just shy of midfield.
The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive.
They start near midfield following the interception as they begin 1st and 10.
After the interception, here's Ryan.
A throw for Pittman is intercepted. Picked off by Asante Samuel Jr.
And nearly a touchdown as they finally stop him down at about the 3-yard line.
Well, still down quite a bit here, several scores, but yeah, at least that's a start, Charles, getting the interception here. And look, we're still in the 3rd quarter, so this thing not done yet.
You're right about that, Brandon. This defense, they haven't quit on.
And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Los Angeles.
Austin Eckler, his 11th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Chargers take the forced turnover on defense and convert it into 6 points.
Hopkins with the extra point, and the lead is trimmed down to 10.
27, Chargers 17.
And they decide fairly early here they need the ball back, so here's an onside kick. And now here's a timeout called by the Colts on the defensive side of the ball. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this 3rd quarter. Following the touchdown, Dustin Hopkins will kick it away.
This is going to be returned from middle of the end zone. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Costs him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20.
The Indy offense at the line and set to go.
This now a 10-point game, so things tightening a little bit after that last score.
They'll start on the ground here on 1st down. You need your wide receivers as blockers. Sometimes they get a hold.
The big runs are often a result of what they do on the perimeter. In this case, got caught holding, and this one will come back.
They give to Taylor out of the gun.
And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down.
Austin Johnson, the one who makes the stop defensively.
Maybe I'm wrong, but it looked like even if he had opted to keep that, I don't think there was going to be much to gain.
Seemed like it was perfectly defense. And know what they say? Those guys on the other side, they get paid too.
Throwing on 2nd and long. Ryan in trouble here, and down he goes. Back at the 8-yard line.
Multiple defenders there to drop him for a loss of 4.
Well, it was 2nd and long. Now it's 3rd and even longer. They're going in the wrong direction here.
Because they're moving them exactly the way they want to, but you're exactly right. Definitely going in the wrong direction for the offensive guys.
And yet again, nowhere to run. This time maybe we'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that. Now here's Rigoberto Sanchez, as his first punt will come from inside his own end zone. Just a yard return there after a punt of 49. And it'll be Charger football here as they take over.
The Charger drive about to get going. A strong showing their last time out. They scored the touchdown, but Charles, they look up and they're still down double digits, so you feel like just to keep pace, this drive probably needs to end in the end zone as well.
Yeah, and I think the best move for them is to not worry about how far they are down on the scoreboard, but to just remember what...
And my goodness, another interception.
Picked off by Julian Blackmon. And the Colts are going to have great field position here as this is returned just shy of midfield.
I think you and I were a little surprised back earlier in the game when he threw his 2nd interception. I mean, who would have thought a quarterback of his caliber picked now 5 times?
It's beyond stunning to me because we're used to that with maybe a quarterback with less experience or less talent. But a quarterback of his caliber, I can't believe what we've just seen.
Absolutely. If you would have told me this coming into the ballgame. And he takes this one in for a Colts touchdown.
Jonathan Taylor
with his 2nd touchdown of the night.
And the Colts will add on to their lead here in the final minute of the 3rd. Extra point by Blankenship is up and good.
And that'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17.
Sanchez now. He'll kick it away following the touchdown. And we'll see a return here from the end zone. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. The Charger drive about to get going.
It's a game that they would rather probably forget about, at least to this point, Charles. And one reason is turnovers. A turnover on the last drive. They had the issue in the first half as well, and that's really, unfortunately for them, helped to put this game out of reach.
And you know they won't admit it to themselves, but we know that winning the game is pretty much out of the picture now. So their bottom line is, how do they play a clean game the rest of this one, right? Take care of the football, no more turnovers, and see how that works.
Chargers 17.
On 1st and 10, Herbert looking Austin Eckler's way again. And some room to maneuver. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he gets all the way down inside the 20-yard line. A big play there for L.A. 42 yards.
So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on 1st down.
Flag comes in. This might be a free play. And he's wrapped up. Taken down. Back at the 25.
Well, we looked at each other right when he flinched. We knew that that flag was coming.
Yeah, offsides, easy call, mark off the 5, and keep it moving.
Herbert.
And the pressure gets to him again.
A loss of 3 on a sack made by multiple defenders.
But one thing I do know, these guys on defense, they don't want this game to end. They're winning by multiple touchdowns. They've shut down the opposing quarterback in a big way, and they're still picking up sacks. And
hit behind the line. He lost the football. It's loose.
Could have been a costly mistake, but as it turns out, they keep possession.
You can't give away these types of opportunities in the red zone. And I'm sure that was flashing through his brain as the ball escaped his hand.
And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down.
Multiple players getting home there, and it's a loss of 2 on the sack.
Guys with his talent in the pocket aren't supposed to be getting hit like this, and you know an intense conversation with the offensive line is going to occur after this one. Might not be from him, but the offensive line coach will have plenty to say about this game.
Hopkins' kick is good, and that will close the gap down to 14.
Well, with that field goal, you can argue they needed to get back within 2 scores, and they did indeed do that, but still a pretty uphill battle.
Still going to take 2 fourth-quarter touchdowns to get back into it. As you and I know, that's a tall order against any NFL defense. They're going to need their own defense to make some plays as well to give them an opportunity.
Well, 4th quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number, kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
And able to get this to the 31. I'm sure that that's going to be the formula. Just keep the ball on the ground. Keep that clock moving.
And when you have the lead this late in the game, above all, stay in bounds. Yes, take care of the football. Yes, gain yardage, but stay in bounds and let that clock tick.
And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. Ryan. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And picked up by the Chargers. Look at this. Middle of the field. A breakaway. And they are going to score on the fumble return. Touchdown, L.A.
This defense, and now before the ball changes hands, they're going to take a look at this just to make sure that they have it right. So that one overturned. They say the knee was down, and that will not be ruled a fumble.
And he has got it. from 55 yards away. That was never in doubt, and that will extend their lead even further.
So that almost certainly the final piece to this puzzle, a 3-score lead. I don't think there's any coming back from there.
But you know, normally I'd get on you for giving up on the game right here, but I do think you're right in this case. This late in the game, 2 scores is tough enough. 3, I'm with you. That seems out of the question.
Take over first and 10.
The Charger drive about to get going. We certainly had a sense coming in here that these guys were in for a tough one on the road. That has been how this ball game has played out. They trail big as we continue on now here in this 4th quarter.
They dial up the corner blitz that time, and it delivers to the tune of a 9-yard loss. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. Throwing on 2nd and long. Herbert. And now here's another interception.
Picked off by Shaquille Leonard, the linebacker.
Charles, whatever's going on between his ears right now, it's just not completely calculated correctly. 7 picks between last week and this week after that one.
And they always say the most important part of a player is those 6 inches between the ears. But right now, it's all those interceptions that are going on. So whoever his trusted confidant is on the sidelines, I don't know if it's the offensive coordinator, quarterback's coach, maybe the backup quarterback, that's who he needs to get with now and get himself calm.
And now we're going to get a timeout defensively. So another stop, 1:50 left in the football game.
20, 20. Hey, 59, ready.
Brian wants to throw it. That ball caught by Campbell. And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3. Now the Chargers will use the 2nd of their timeouts, and they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the 1st down.
They'll look to run with Taylor.
No gain there, and it's going to set up 2nd and goal. He's hit pay dirt a lot this year, but not that time.
Yeah, I'm tracking right there with you. You're exactly right. He's found the end zone plenty of times. No way I can find any fault with the call. He may not have scored there, but of course you're going to give it to him.
And they will stop him after a fairly minimal pickup.
Now, they'd really like to make the short field pay off. We'll see if they can, but this is 3rd and goal.
Ryan.
Look at end zone, and he's got his man. It's Woods. Touchdown, Indianapolis.
A great effort there. There to make the grab.
And the Colts are looking to make it 2 straight as they add on to this 4th quarter lead. Extra point by Blankenship is up and good.
And the lead is now 24.
Sanchez now, he'll kick it away following the touchdown. And here comes a return from a few steps into the end zone.
Now a crease here as he's past the 30.
And they got to be pleased with this. He brings it all the way up to the 40-yard line.
The Charger drive about to get going.
Where we stand right now in the 4th quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things.
And, my goodness, another interception. Picked off by Rodney McLeod. And they will finally get him, but not until he's all the way down inside the 15-yard line. Yet another interception, and I just had to double-check my math. But it is now 8 between last week and this week.
Well, I just used the calculator. I didn't worry about double-checking it. But the thing that always throws me when you see quarterbacks in this type of a bad spot, they're trying to figure out what they can do to change it, and sometimes they try too hard, and they never get out of it. And that's where he is right now. He's just locked in a really bad way.
And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly.
And to me, that touchdown allows you to start grinning widely on your sideline. I think they pretty much locked this one away.
Yeah, that's the clincher, the proverbial icing on the cake, if you will.
Extra point by Blankenship is up and good.
And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead.
They'll elect to bring it out here from the end zone. And ultimately, he stopped right where he would have been if he had simply gone down to a knee at the 25.
The Charger drive about to get going.
We said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. And, partner, they do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and they can try and hit the reset button starting tomorrow.
63 yards rushing for him now as he's run it 11 times.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. And that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35.
And as this defense walks off the field, they can do so with their heads held high. What a performance by the offense, too. I mean, really, Charles, just complete domination on both sides of the football here in this one.
Certainly was, and I think both sides compete against each other all the time. We go to each other in practice. Obviously, your training camps, your